Hey, what's going on YouTube? Black Bear Hunter coming at you again, and we're here to talk about Bud Light. Now, I know. I'm the Black Bear Hunter, and I'm talking about Anheuser Busch Bud Light. But what happened? What had happened was was basically like making like a seafood pot. And so, you know how you just use basic beer to make a seafood pot, and I grabbed a couple cans of Bud Light to make the sauce out of. And so, yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and make a video from it, right? So, yeah, I was like, whatever. I mean, I've done some golden nails and stuff like that, and as you can see in the background, I got some videos to make, right? Like I got like a whole Belgian crew in the background, you know. I got like a little Straffe Hendrick. I got St. Abby's Triple. I got Westmaw. I have Golden Drock, Parat, Rockford. Like, you know, I got some ales to go through. The Rockford 8 and Rockford 10. The Golden Drop Classic. Like, you know, I got some beers, right? We got something to talk about. So, you know, just to start the narrative, I was like, you know what? I'm making some crabs, and boom, here we go. So, yeah, let's go ahead and crack this bad boy and talk a little bit about Bud Light. You know, like, this is what you usually get when you at the black barbecues and, you know, people have their little beers in the red cup. Everybody knows about the red cup. It's even white people know about the red cup. Like, we have like the beer pong and stuff done with the red cup. You know, like, everybody knows about the red cup. And usually Bud Light or regular Bud or maybe MGD, like, you know, there's a line of beers that, you know, you see people drinking. And so, yeah, you know, like, realistically, I've gone to craft and have never really looked back at conventional beers. I'm not going to joke about that. I mean, but I do. I break bread all the time when I go home. My mother, my grandmother, my aunt, they still drink. They still drink regular, you know, conventional beer, which, you know, I grew up on. You know, when I was a kid, I was sneaking around. They would leave their beer sitting out, and I'd crush it. So that's a family thing. So at the end of the day, we're here to talk about Bud Light out of Missouri, right? And so this little beer here rings in at 4.2% ABV. You know, most light beers are not real heavy ABV, and there are a few out there that have really high values. Like I think I see one at like 7%. I'm gonna have to try it just because it's 7%. But at the end of the day, here we go, right? So the light lager normally is like a light version of like their premium lager. So this in this case is a light version of the regular Budweiser ale, like, you know, or Budweiser lager. Pretty normal looking. Yeah, I got the dollar store glass. I mean, it falls all into play, right? Like I'm totally playing this up. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, this is what it is, you know, just a light lager on a warm day. You know, you drink a little beer, maybe even like, you know, you working on a car, you drink a little beer to break the tension and get the thought cells pumping. But yeah, lower. So normally, like I said, lower alcohol, lower in calories, lower in carbohydrates, all across the board. The name says it all. Bud Light, right? You know, you might have some adjuncts added to it, like cereals or like rice or corn to help flavor the beer and lighten them up also at the same time, because they're not using a ton of malts or anything. But this beer is like straightforward. You know, you should have decent aroma. The aroma should still stick around. But yeah, it's simple. You know what I'm saying? Extremely simple. Look at it, extremely clean looking. I mean, even when you brew beer, like, you know, well, I wouldn't say trying to duplicate Bud Light. I mean, you have some people that try to do it, but, I mean, yeah, that's what some people are into. So with that being said, let me go ahead and check these aromas out, check out the notes, and then see exactly what's going on here. I mean, I smelled it a ton of times before, but, I mean, they say that they use like premium hops. I know they you know, probably grow their own or have a ton of farmers growing for them. But, you know, they say they use their premium hops and American grown like barley and malts. It's supposed to help with their superior drinkability. And I mean, people drink it, NASCAR and shit like that, football games, and I mean every fucking what you call it, like every sports bar that you go into have Bud Light. Every bar you go into have Bud Light. Everywhere you go, Bud Light's there. So yeah, I mean, it's just hops, barley, water, and rice, right? So at the end of the day, it's a straightforward beer. It sticks to a conventional format that's been around for ages. They've been brewing this for ages. And so, yeah, like, I mean, it should be the quality control. It should be great. It should be consistent. The beer is consistent. And I mean, I think that's well known about it. Now it's just, what do your palate feel about it? So, let's, like I said, let me check the aromas again. Let me see what I think about it. Like, I don't get much from it except for like some citrus. Maybe like a little of like little hops, barely. It's not even real hoppy. But at the end of the day, if I don't like this shit, like normally what I'll do when I don't like a beer is, well, in this case, I'm cooking with it right now, right? Cooking with it right now. But then if I don't like this in particular, I can either pour it back in the pot or I can make a beer mosa out of it. I hear you in the background saying beer mosa, but I'm not listening to you guys. So with that being said, like I said, I really didn't get much smell from it. Except for like a little citrus and a little of like maybe maybe a little bit of hops, like a little bit faintly. But let's go ahead and taste it. Let's get this out the way. Yeah. So taste wise, I can taste the citrus and nothing else. Like literally, it's a light beer. Like no weird aftertaste. Like I said, a dose of citrus up front. No hops at all. No real barley, but I mean, maybe a little bit. Like, right? Like you can definitely like get like a slight herbalness with the citrus, right? Yeah, but feels like extremely light. There's nothing there. You saw that it had like a big white head when I poured it, dissipated really quick. Extremely like white head. I said medium body, light on the tongue, doesn't linger. Yeah, it's just exactly what they said it is. It's a bud. It's light. Has the same alcohol percentage, damn near, maybe even higher than regular bud. But at the end of the day, this joint, for me, straight from the 80s. This beer is a mass-produced beer, but it's like straight from the 80s. They should put this in Stranger Things. Like, I'm trying to think if I see anybody drinking a Bud Light in Stranger Days. Because at the end of the day, this beer here, you get what you pay for. Like like I said, it's a light beer. Easy to drink, and I'll tell you that. Like I could have just actually crushed that whole can in one pull. It is easy to drink. Um, I mean, like, how would I compare it to like a pale ale or like a single Belgian? Which one would I pick? Of course, just the pale ale or the single, right? But at the end of the day, like, you can get like a. Well, I guess people like to get it because you can get a ton of these. Like I said, they like. I guess they like it better than water. It tastes like water. Like water with like if you take the infusing unit and drop it in your water, so that when you drink it, it tastes like whatever fruit you added to it. That's what it kind of reminds me of. You could probably, well, you can add a lime or whatever to this, and definitely, they do have Bud Light lime, right? So at the end of the day, craft breweries did. Like, I mean, realistically, they swooped in like serial superheroes and kind of saved us. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about this beer. Like I said, it's just for a certain type of beer fan. Just like certain people like stouts, certain people like Belgians, certain people like. There's a ton of beers that you can like run off, and this is definitely one of those beers that has its own cult following. They love it. I think my aunt, she loves like Bud Light Lime, and so my grandmother loves Bud. Um, but at the end of the day, yeah, this is what people used to drink in the '80s. They still drink now. I don't see it going anywhere in the near future. This beer is going to be around. But for me, this guy here, I feel like I know better. Now I know better, and I know why I don't drink it. I can make a sauce out of it. Like it makes a banging uh, boil, seafood boil. It makes an awesome seafood boil, and so yeah, I take that. But fizzy, when you first crack it, it dies off really fast. Um, of course, we joke about it, calling it pea water, because it does look like a glass of piss. Like, look at that. I can put that. You go get a urine test. I pour that in, and I probably pass. Like, they wouldn't even know the difference. Um, but I guess you could say for me, when I'm with my family, I enjoy drinking the beer with my family. Like I said, breaking bread with my aunt, my mother, grandmother. Like, I like sitting down and talking and drinking beers and just whatever, having memories. So, like I said, from the '80s, what was going on, and so, like I said, now, after sitting in the military, I can't drink it. Like, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna make a beer mosa for it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this beer. I was going to beer mosa this joint right on camera, drop some orange juice in it, drop some orange juice in it and call it. But it's okay. I'm gonna drink it. Not a good beer. Not a bad beer. I mean, like, all right, I'll say it's good for what it is, right? For beer drinkers, for that crowd, it's good. But like I said, you give other brewers something to shoot for because it's been around so long, and other people can grab other companies if you want and try them out, right? Like, and see what you think. Like, would you continue drinking Bud Light, or would you drink one of the other companies, right? Like, so that's one of the things that's what I feel about it. Like, when it comes to beer drinking, it's hard to stick to one beer. You want to test around and taste around and see exactly what's out there. And this definitely, like I said, if you've never had Bud Light, try it out compared to your pale ales or whatever the case is, singles, whatever. Try it out, and see what you think. And yeah, like I said, this is just the kickoff. Our Belgian rush. We got some Belgians. I even got a few off tap that are really hard to get. Like, And so, yeah, we'll be talking about that. But right now, we're talking about get this guy a beer. I had to get it when I saw it in the dollar store. But like, so that being said, YouTube, your boy's out of here. We talked enough about Bud Light. We got a lot of other beers to talk about. You know, we here chilling because of the coronavirus still. And yeah, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things to talk about. Like I said, you can request beers. I'll find them. Whatever the case is. If you want to mail them, I'll buy them from you. Whatever the case is, whatever. Let's just talk beer. Let's get this out the way. Get this conversation started. So hit me up. Peace, YouTube.